Have you ever wondered about the stories behind the headlines? The real human impact of immigration policies? Today, we're taking a deep dive into the world of immigration and customs enforcement, or ICE, and exploring its far-reaching effects on families, communities, and even the economy. This isn't just about politics. It's about people. Let's start with a story. Imagine a family getting ready for the day. Kids are grabbing their backpacks, parents are rushing to get to work. Suddenly, there's a knock on the door. In an instant, their world is turned upside down. A parent is taken away, leaving behind a void of fear and uncertainty. This scene plays out in communities across the country, creating what many call a ripple effect of instability. When a parent, often the primary breadwinner, is detained, the immediate consequence is financial hardship. Families lose their main source of income overnight. Savings are quickly depleted to cover legal fees, which can run into thousands of dollars. Many are forced to rely on community support, food banks, and charities just to get by. For the children left behind, the emotional toll is immense. Studies have shown that these kids are at a higher risk of experiencing anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress. Their performance in school often suffers, and their sense of security is shattered. The family unit, the very foundation of our society, is fractured, but the impact doesn't stop at the family's front door. It extends into the entire community. Immigrants are not just residents. They are neighbors, friends, entrepreneurs, and employees. They run local businesses, from restaurants to construction companies, creating jobs and contributing to the local culture. When members of the community live in constant fear of deportation, it creates an atmosphere of distrust. People become hesitant to report crimes, seek medical care, or even send their kids to school. This erodes the social fabric that holds a community together. Local economies also feel the strain. When a significant portion of the workforce disappears or goes into hiding, businesses struggle to find labor. Consumer spending drops, and the local tax base shrinks, affecting funding for public services like schools and infrastructure that benefit everyone. Let's look at the bigger picture, the national economy. Immigrants play a vital role in key sectors like agriculture, construction, and hospitality. They often take on jobs that are difficult to fill, ensuring that these industries can thrive. For example, a large percentage of farm workers in the United States are immigrants. Without them, who would harvest the crops that feed our nation? The cost of produce would likely skyrocket. Economists have pointed out that immigrants are also significant contributors to the economy as consumers and taxpayers. They pay sales taxes, property taxes, and income taxes, funding Social Security and other public programs. The argument is that widespread enforcement and deportation could lead to labor shortages, reduced economic output, and a decline in overall economic growth. It's a complex equation with real-world consequences for every American's wallet. Now, let's consider the perspective of law enforcement and the stated mission of ICE. The agency was created in 2003 with a mandate to enforce federal laws governing border control, customs, trade, and immigration. Proponents of strong enforcement argue that it's as a matter of national security and upholding the rule of law. The focus, they say, is often on individuals who have committed serious crimes, in addition to civil immigration violations. They argue that every country has the right and responsibility to control its borders and decide who can reside within them. From this viewpoint, enforcement actions are a necessary part of a functioning legal system, ensuring that immigration laws are respected and that public safety is maintained. They also point to the humanitarian work the agency does, such as combating human trafficking and child exploitation. The debate, therefore, is not just about whether to enforce the law, but how and at what cost. So, where do we go from here? The issue is incredibly complex, with passionate arguments on all sides. Solutions being discussed range from comprehensive immigration reform that provides a pathway to legal status, to more targeted enforcement strategies, to increasing resources for immigration courts to process cases more efficiently. Community-based organizations are also stepping up, providing legal aid, financial support, and mental health services to affected families. These groups work on the ground, dealing with the human side of this crisis every single day. They are the first responders, offering a lifeline to families in distress and advocating for policies that are both humane and practical. What becomes clear is that the conversation around ICE and immigration enforcement is not black and white. It's a tapestry woven with personal stories, economic data, and legal principles. It's about real people trying to build a better life, communities trying to stay whole, and a nation grappling with its identity and its laws. By understanding the multifaceted impact on families, communities, and the economy, we can have a more informed, empathetic, and productive conversation about the future of immigration in America. It's a conversation that affects us all, whether we realize it or not. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you found this documentary insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the issues that shape our world. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going.